Hello, and once again, welcome to the Management Channel into the Team Dynamics section. We're going to take a look at culture and strategic planning now. But first, let's consider the team and organizational culture. Team culture. It basically is what the team shares their perceptions of their norms, their roles within the team, their levels of interaction, their commitment, their accountability, who's responsible for what, and mutual trust between each member. And finally, the culture is shared by all members. There are power divisions within a team, and a high power is status oriented and limits creativity and participation among those of lower status. So you don't want any real high power members in your team. Low power you don't want either, because it's the opposite. There's more conflict, they're difficult to manage, there's low or no initiative, and there are problems implementing any solutions. There's a positive culture, and it has norms that contribute to effective performance and productivity or efficiency. But then you can also have a negative culture, and it's a source of resistance and turmoil that hinders any effective performance within the team. And morale is a state of mind based on attitudes and satisfaction within the organization. Morale is an important part of the organizational climate, and you want that morale to be high. We have different dimensions of culture. We're going to look at risk avoidance culture. It basically it values social harmony and stability. They want solid rules and norms by which to guide them by. A risk-taking culture values change. They're more action-oriented. Conflict is viewed as necessary and positive for growth. Individualism. Individualists have loose ties with one another and expect to be responsible only for themselves and their immediate families. Nobody else. Collectivism, however, is where you value compliance because the harmony of the group is considered vital, and thus value the connection to other people as opposed to being individuals. Power distance is the degree which people accept economic and social differences in both wealth, status, and well-being as natural and normal. In some countries, it's normal for women to have no voice, particularly, let's say, in the Arabic countries. It's kind of normal in some countries for the poor to have no place. Religion may be banned or barred from different power structures. So, individualism versus collectivism. Some countries value collectivism, such as Japan, and some do not, such as America. Comparing between the U.S. and Japan, the U.S. is more individualistic, low power, they take risks, but there's less teamwork. In Japan, they're more collectivist. They have high power, they have risk avoidance, they stress interdependence or commonality between the group and interactions. They have quality circles, and they usually have consensus decision making. Everyone agrees, or almost everyone agrees, or it doesn't get done. Achievement versus nurturing orientation. Some countries value assertiveness, success, performance, competition, and results, but some other countries value quality of life, warm personal relationships, service, and caring for the weak. On uncertainty avoidance, some cultures take more risks than others. Long-term versus short-term orientation. Some countries value saving and persistence in goal achievements. Some countries value happiness, stability, and living for the present and not worrying about tomorrow. There's what's called a transnational team. This is a team that is composed of members from different cultures and span national borders working on a collective project. It's usually formed via a global company or international company or through an alliance or partnership with other companies. Creating an effective transnational team means you spend more time initially to get the team started on the right track. You train the team on how to interact, how to problem solve, and so forth. You encourage a common perspective and a cultural awareness of each other's. use strong leadership for this transnational team, providing direction and motivation. Strategic planning for the team. As a leader, you will need to remind members of the present status, how they are doing, and to motivate them to continue, increase their effort and performance so that they succeed at the task. If it's in a slump, you need to encourage and inspire, much like being a coach. There are 5 steps of strategic planning. The first is review the team's past. Study your vision, mission statement, identify any key milestones, and describe what has happened and what was previously decided. The second step is assessing the current state of the team. Recognize a need for multiple bottom lines. Assess your product. Assess your processes for achieving the outcomes you desire. And assess your people and their skills. Summarize it all with a SWOT analysis: strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. The third step is identifying and resolving any current problems. You have to have awareness. Which weakness deserves attention? What are the chief causes of the problems? What could be done differently? Who should do what? With whom? When? How? Did it reduce or eliminate the root cause? And were the persons responsible reinforced? The fourth step is envision the team's future direction. Identify the likely future demands. Picture your ideal or preferred future. Where would we like to be? Brainstorm new features and directions for your team. Envision the milestones you would achieve. You have to see them being completed to enjoy them. And then the fifth step is planning for implementation. Identify the forces for and against new and improved team. Identify strategies to capitalize on the forces for the new team. Identify strategies to reduce the forces against. Identify steps that must be taken for implementation. And then, who's responsible for which elements of the plan? Create a timeline for achieving the elements of the plan. I recommend using a Gantt chart, much like project management. So we're going to look at tracking the 3 Ps now. The first of the 3 Ps is product, our outcome metrics. What do you make? How much did it produce? How well did it produce at that level that you're at? And to what extent did the team achieve the goals listed in the charter? The second is our throughput metrics. Is the team getting better, or are they getting worse? Or are they just staying the same? What makes a team work well together, but what hinders them as well? What does a team do well? What doesn't it do well? And the third is process, team member satisfaction metrics. How satisfying is it to be a member of this team? Do the members feel their work provides them with a fulfilling experience? What does a team do well? What doesn't it do? How do we feel about successful completion? So that takes care of this portion of it. And next I'm going to ask you to take a look at the leadership. Have a great day, and thank you for watching.